My date said, "A man's money is our money, but my money is my money. I don't split bills, I'm the prize." She ordered the most expensive steak and wine. I replied, "I respect your standards." Then I ate my meal, paid only for my share, and left her at the table with the $200 balance. The chaos that erupted when the waiter told her the card was declined. First date from hell. That's what this was. Except it got worse before it got better. And then it got hilarious. I'm Ryan, 29. Software developer, make good money, not bragging, just setting context. I can afford nice dinners. I've never had a problem paying on dates. Seriously, I'm traditional that way. First date? I got it. That's just how I was raised. This story isn't about me being cheap, it's about me refusing to be played. Met Ashley on Hinge. Her profile was normal, grad student getting her MBA, liked hiking and wine, had a dog, standard stuff. We matched. Chatted for a few days. Conversation was fine, nothing amazing but decent. I suggested coffee. She said she preferred dinner. Coffee feels like a job interview. Dinner is more relaxed. Fair point. I suggested a casual Italian place. Good food, reasonable prices, nice atmosphere. She countered with Morton's Steakhouse. That should have been my first clue. Morton's isn't a first date place unless you're trying to impress someone. It's expensive. Like appetizers cost more than entrees elsewhere. Expensive. But I thought, maybe she just likes good food. Maybe she wants to see if I'm serious. Fine. I can do Morton's. I made a reservation for Friday night. Day of the date, I was actually looking forward to it. Picked out a nice outfit. Got a haircut that morning. I was going in with good intentions, planning to pay for everything. That was the plan. I'm emphasizing this because it matters later. I arrived at 7 p.m. She showed up at 7:25. No apology, just walked up and said, "I'm here." Strike one. But I let it go. She looked nice, dressed up, hair done. Maybe she lost track of time getting ready. We got seated. Nice booth. She immediately ordered a cocktail, the most expensive one on the menu, $18. Server asked if I wanted anything. I ordered water. Just water? Ashley looked at me. "You don't drink?" "I do, just pacing myself." "Oh." She seemed disappointed. Server brought bread. Ashley didn't touch it. Started looking at her phone. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Yeah, just checking something." She didn't look up. Couple minutes passed. She was still on her phone, scrolling Instagram from what I could see. So I tried again. "How's grad school going?" "Fine." Still scrolling. "What's your focus?" "Your profile said MBA. Marketing." One-word answers. Great start. Server came back. "Are we ready to order?" Ashley looked up. "I'll have the lobster tail appetizer, and for the main, the filet mignon. Medium rare, with the truffle butter." I glanced at the menu. Lobster appetizer, $42. Filet, $68. "And to drink?" Server asked. "The Opus 1. By the glass." I knew that wine. $55 a glass. Server looked at me. "And for you, sir?" "I'll do the salmon, and water's fine." Salmon was $34. Reasonable. Ashley looked at me. "Just salmon?" "I like salmon." She went back to her phone. Server left. I tried conversation again. "So what made you want to get your MBA?" "Better job opportunities." "Makes sense. What field are you looking at after?" "Corporate marketing, brand management maybe." "Cool. Any companies you're interested in?" "Not really." She was texting now. I sat there, watched her text. This was going great. Her appetizer arrived. She ate it without offering me any. Not that I wanted lobster. But date etiquette. My salmon arrived, her steak arrived, massive piece of meat. The truffle butter on top probably cost more than my entire meal. She cut into it, took a bite. "It's okay." $68 and it's okay. We ate in silence. She was still periodically checking her phone between bites. I focused on my salmon, which was actually really good. Server came by. "How is everything?" "Great," I said. Ashley didn't respond, just waved her hand in acknowledgement. "Any dessert tonight?" Ashley looked at the dessert menu. The chocolate souffle, and another glass of the Opus 1. Another $55 wine, plus $16 for the souffle. I declined dessert. While we waited for her souffle, she put her phone in her purse. Looked at me. Really looked at me for the first time all night. "So Ryan, what do you do again?" "Software developer." "That makes good money, right?" Weird question. "I do okay." "Like 6 figures?" "I'm comfortable." "That's good." She smiled. "I think it's important for a man to be financially stable." "Sure. Financial stability is important for everyone." "Well, yeah, but especially for men. Men should be providers." I paused. Both people should contribute to a relationship. She laughed. Oh, you're one of those. One of what? Guys who think everything should be 50-50. I think partnerships should be balanced. Yeah. See, I don't agree with that. She leaned back. Like, the man should handle dates and bills and things like that, but what I make is for me, my savings, my goals, my lifestyle. That's an interesting perspective. It's just realistic. The man provides financially. The woman brings other things to the table. What things are those? She gestured at herself. I mean, look at me. My time is valuable. My presence, companionship, that's worth something. I nodded slowly. Got it. You seem like you get it. Most guys understand that quality women have standards. I definitely understand standards. Server came with her souffle. She ate it while telling me about her ex-boyfriend who didn't step up financially and wasn't mature enough to handle a relationship with someone like her. Shocking that didn't work out. She finished dessert. Server cleared plates. Anything else tonight? No, just the check, I said. One check or separate? Before I could answer, Ashley jumped in. Together, one check. Server nodded and left. Ashley looked at me, smiled. Thanks for dinner. This was nice. Don't thank me yet. What? Server came back with the check folder, placed it on the table. I picked it up. Looked at the total. $312. I did quick math. My salmon and water with tax, about $37. I pulled out my wallet, counted out $50 in cash, put it in the folder. That covered my meal, plus a generous tip for my portion. Ashley watched me. What are you doing? Paying for my meal. What about mine? You explained your philosophy. Your money is yours, so I'm respecting that. Your meal, your money. Her face went red. Are you serious right now? Completely. You set the standard, you're independent, you've got your own income, so we'll each handle our own. That's not. You can't just. I can and I am. I stood up. I respect your standards. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I walked toward the exit, heard her behind me. Ryan, get back here. I kept walking. Made it outside, got to my car, my phone started blowing up. Texts from Ashley. Are you kidding me? Get back here now. You can't leave me with this bill. I don't have enough on my card for this. I didn't respond. Drove home, cracked a beer. Felt pretty good about myself. The texts kept coming. I can't believe you embarrassed me like that. The waiter had to get the manager. My card declined for the full amount. I had to call my roommate to bring her card. You're a horrible person. No man has ever treated me like this. I didn't respond to any of them. After about an hour, I blocked her number. Figured that was the end of it. It wasn't. 3 days later, I got a notification on Venmo. Ashley had requested $262 with the note, dinner bill you left me with. I declined it. She sent the request again an hour later. I declined again. Then she started texting from a different number. I know you blocked me. You still owe me for that dinner. I'm not letting this go. I blocked that number too. Week later, I'm at work, normal Tuesday. My boss messages me on Slack. Got a minute? Need to chat. This was unusual. My boss and I have a good relationship, but he doesn't usually ask for random meetings. I went to his office. He closed the door. I got a weird email this morning from someone claiming you acted inappropriately toward her. My stomach dropped. What? He turned his monitor, showed me an email from Ashley sent to our company's general info email. She'd written that she was filing a formal complaint about my behavior on a date, including harassment and abandonment in an unsafe situation. She's asking for HR contact information and says she may pursue legal action. That's completely false. None of that happened. Walk me through it. I explained the whole thing. The date, her attitude, her speech about men being providers while women keep their own money, me paying for my portion and leaving. My boss listened. So you didn't harass her? Not even remotely. I was respectful the entire time. I just refused to pay $275 for her meal after she spent 2 hours being rude and telling me men should bankroll women. He nodded. Okay, I believe you. But she sent this to the company email, so HR needs to document it. Do you have anything that backs up your version? I have the receipt showing I paid cash for my portion only. And I have her texts from that night. Send those to HR. Forward this email chain too so they have the full picture. Will this be a problem? Shouldn't be, but they have to investigate any complaint. Just cooperate and you'll be fine. HR reached out that afternoon. I sent them screenshots of her texts, the receipt photo I'd taken for my expense tracking, and a written statement explaining what happened. The HR rep I spoke with seemed skeptical of Ashley's claims. So she's upset you didn't pay for her expensive dinner? That's what it comes down to, yeah. And she's contacted you multiple times since, even after you blocked her? Correct. Okay, we'll review everything. In the meantime, don't respond to any communication from her. Trust me, I won't. 2 weeks later, HR closed the matter. They said there was no evidence of any wrongdoing on my part, and the complaint appeared to be a personal dispute over a restaurant bill. They noted it in a file in case she contacted the company again. I thought that was the end of it. Then Ashley found my LinkedIn, sent me a connection request with a message. We need to talk about what you owe me. This can be easy or hard, your choice. That crossed a line. This wasn't just annoying anymore. This was starting to feel like harassment, maybe even threatening. I screenshotted everything, every text from both numbers, every Venmo request, the email to my company, the LinkedIn message, all of it. I sent it to a friend from college who's a lawyer and asked him to look it over. He called me that evening. This is harassment, clear cut, and that LinkedIn message could be interpreted as a threat or extortion attempt. What should I do? I can send her a cease and desist. It'll tell her to stop all contact, stop making false claims about you, and warn her that continued behavior will result in legal action. Usually that's enough to make someone back off. Let's do it. He drafted the letter. Professional but firm. Laid out all the contact attempts. Demanded she stop immediately. Warned of potential civil action if she continued. We sent it certified mail to the address on her Hinge profile. She signed for it 4 days later. That evening, my phone rang from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. You sent me a legal letter? Screaming, are you insane? Ashley, you need to stop contacting me. You humiliated me. You left me with a bill I couldn't pay. You ordered $275 of food and wine. That's your responsibility. You asked me to dinner. And you chose the restaurant, ordered the most expensive items, and spent the whole time on your phone. Then told me men should pay for everything while women keep their own money. So I paid for myself. That's fair. I'm gonna sue you. For what? You have no case. You're harassing me. You contacted my employer with false information. You're sending threatening messages. Stop now, or my lawyer will take further action. You're gonna regret this. No, I'm not. Don't contact me again. I hung up, immediately texted my lawyer friend what happened. He said, if she reaches out again, don't answer. Let me know and we'll pursue a restraining order. She didn't contact me again. For 2 months, nothing. Complete silence. I started to relax. Then one evening I was at a Starbucks near my apartment, working on my laptop. I looked up and saw Ashley at the counter ordering. She was with 2 friends. She saw me. Her face went pale. She said something to her friends. They glanced at me. She quickly got her drink and they left. I went back to my work. That night, I got a text from yet another new number. I'm sorry, I overreacted to everything. Can we talk and work this out? I didn't respond. I forwarded it to my lawyer friend. He said don't respond. Block it. Document it. If she keeps trying, we file for a restraining order. I blocked the number. Never heard from her again after that. About 3 months after the date, I was out with friends at a bar. The story came up naturally when someone asked about my worst date ever. Everyone was dying laughing. My friend Kate said, dude, you should post this somewhere. People would love it. Where would I post it? Reddit. There's like entire subreddits for dating disasters. So later that night, I wrote it up, posted it to r/datinghell, changed names and a few minor details for privacy. It blew up. 20K upvotes, hundreds of comments. People were roasting entitled dating behavior, sharing their own stories, saying I did the right thing. I didn't think much of it beyond the entertainment value. Until a few days later, when a mutual acquaintance from my grad school days reached out. Hey, I think I know who that girl from your Reddit post is. Does she go to university? I didn't confirm or deny. Just said, why do you ask? Because someone in her MBA program recognized the story and it's been circulating. She apparently had a meltdown about it. I didn't engage further. Didn't want to add fuel to any fire. But a week later, the same acquaintance updated me. Just FYI, she deleted all her social media. Apparently her friend group was giving her grief about the whole thing. I felt a little bad at that point. I hadn't posted it to hurt her. I posted it because it was an insane story and I thought people would relate. But also, actions have consequences. She'd spent months harassing me, trying to get me in trouble at work and demanding money she wasn't owed. This was just the internet doing what the internet does with entitled behavior. About 4 months after the whole incident, I met Sarah at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was a marketing manager at a local firm. We hit it off immediately. First date, I suggested coffee. She agreed without hesitation. We met at a local place. Great conversation. When the check came, she grabbed it. "I've got this round." "You sure?" "Yeah, you can get the next one." There was going to be a next one. Good sign. Second date, I picked a casual restaurant. When the bill came, I reached for it. She stopped me. "Let's split this. That fair?" "More than fair." We split it right down the middle. Third date, I offered to cook dinner at my place. She brought wine and made dessert at her apartment to bring over. That's what partnership looks like. Mutual effort. No games, no scorekeeping. We've been together 10 months now. Early on, I told her the Ashley story. She thought it was wild. "You really just left her there with the bill?" "I really did." Good. That's manipulative behavior. You don't owe anyone a $275 meal just because you showed up to a date. That's when I knew Sarah was a keeper. The whole thing taught me something important. You can't reward entitled behavior. If I'd just paid Ashley's bill and ghosted her afterward, I'd have been out $312, and she'd have learned nothing. She'd have walked away thinking her strategy works. That being rude and demanding while looking attractive is enough to get men to fund her lifestyle. Instead, she learned that actions have consequences. That treating people like ATMs while contributing nothing doesn't work. Some people online said I should have just paid and moved on. That it wasn't worth the hassle. But here's the thing. It wasn't about the money. I could afford it. It was about the principle. About not being used. About standing up for myself. And yeah, the aftermath was messy. The texts, the Venmo requests, the email to my employer, the LinkedIn message, that was all more hassle than just paying would have been. But I don't regret it, because at the end of the day, I know I didn't do anything wrong. I went to dinner in good faith. I was polite and respectful. I would have happily paid for everything if she'd been decent. But she wasn't. She was rude, entitled, and openly admitted she expected me to fund her expensive tastes while she kept her money for herself. So I made a choice. I paid for what I ordered, I left, and I didn't back down when she tried to punish me for it. That's not petty. That's self-respect. And honestly, I'm out $50 and got one hell of a story that's given me and my friends countless laughs over the past year. I'd say that's a fair trade.